What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show back with another video. Now it's been a while, man. I've been making videos. My plan was to do a lot of videos on Pokemon, but I decided to not really focus heavily on that. I had the game really early, so when I played it, I had the initial impressions I really wanted to make till the game came out, like for everybody, before I gave my final thoughts on it and stuff. This is not a review. This is not even a rant. This is just some things that obviously need to be said. People said it before. I'm going to say it again. I don't really know what's going on with Gamefreak. It's either one or two things. It's either that with the deadline and stuff, they can't make a really cohesive game. And I don't want to be the guy that just talks about developers and stuff, because I know their job is really hard. And, it can be hard to really meet deadlines and stuff. But for me, man, I think it all boils down to work ethic, because I've seen some games that are not backed by a big company and they've done really good job with their games. I think that at this point, everybody, every year Pokemon seems to have issues or have a big controversy. Eventually it was that National Dex thing where they basically told you wouldn't be able to play with every Pokemon, and people got over that. People moved past that, and they was like, okay, we'll just adapt to that. But the problem with Pokemon as a whole is that it seems like a game that's getting better, but it's getting better so slowly. It's like, I don't know. This game seems like a game that should have been released on the PS2 or something. I'm not saying that it's not impressive. It's cool because it's the first open world Pokemon game, but there's been plenty of open world games that look nice. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's the most boring game of all time, because if I'm being honest, I really love the game. I beat it twice. My whole point is that Game Freak as a company right now, they just, I don't know what they're doing. I really loved Arceus. I thought Arceus was a really great game. I thought it was a step in the right direction. I didn't think it was going to be the main focus of everything. I knew that they were going to try to change don't get me wrong. I know that making a game can be hard. I'm not gonna lie. Making a game can be very difficult, but you have to look at it from my perspective, from everybody's perspective. Pokemon is one of the most rich, intensive franchises in the world. So if they wanted to make a good product, they definitely could put the money behind it. But the problem with that is, right now, if I'm a business person and my whole job is to make money and have a low budget. You could really put a small Pokemon team together, like a team to work on Pokemon. You could really put it together and really attempt. And this is the second scenario to me. The first scenario being that they don't have enough time to really work on the game. Deadlines are crushing them. Since it's such a big franchise, it's like, they got to get it out or else. The second thing could be that they're intentionally being lazy to save a lot of money. Because if I can hire a team of 10 to do a terrible job, but I know that people are going to buy it, that could be a possibility. I'm not gonna lie. These developers could be trying to do a good job, but it's only a couple of them, so they do what they can. I think that this is a cool idea of an open world Pokemon, and yes, I would love for Pokemon to be on the PlayStation or something so it can actually look good. And to be honest, I would love for Nintendo to actually make a 4K system, so that we can get very good, graphic versions of games. But that's just not Nintendo style. At that point, they'll be competing with, PlayStation and Xbox, and that's a whole different thing. But Game Freak got to step it up, man. We have a lot of issues that just need to be addressed. The frame rate, the no voice act. Then to get into the frame rate issue, when I played it, I didn't really notice it that much until I played it with my actual copy that came out on launch day. Because my opinion of games that come out before, or if I get a game early or something, I'm not gonna judge it considering that I got the game early, so it's like it could not be ready to come out at that moment. They could be waiting for another patch or so. But when I got the game actually on launch day and I realized how bad the frame rate was and how bad it drops and sometimes crashes in the game, it was ridiculous. It was honestly ridiculous. Like, you can't have a game that looks like that. It doesn't look like a crazy intensive game. You have a game that looks like that, constantly frame dipping and frame crashing and stuff. And the way I think about it, it's like, okay, you know, did they even try? Like, really? Now, I get it, you know, a lot of Pokemon, different models, different sprites and stuff, because to be honest, I think that a true open world MMO Pokemon experience would probably break the internet. Like, if they dropped Pokemon on consoles and dropped it on the PC and made it so where you can get Pokemon, because I mean, obviously MMO is a great format if you want to do Pokemon stuff, but if they did stuff like that, it would absolutely break the internet. But they won't make an actual Pokemon game where you can do that, because then their mainline Pokemon games probably wouldn't sell, you know, and then you will have Pokemon on other systems, so that really wouldn't work out. So this was an interesting start, man. I mean, we got to see people, you know, you can join people's world and stuff. And I haven't done much of that. Like, I haven't done much of the raids and stuff, but I definitely think there should have been more things you could do out in the overworld. Like, I think it could have been a lot of more activities that you could do together. They kind of named it as co-op. I don't even know if you can do the story together. I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, you know, all the other Pokemons are just, you know, link up and just battle each other, and that's cool. You know, I'm gonna get my fun off of that for sure. I think that's gonna be the biggest plus over Arceus for me, like the multiplayer. But I love Arceus as a game way more than I love this game, if I'm being honest. Like, I really love the vibe in it. Even though it wasn't an open world and you had all your different zones that you go to, I really love the environments in that. I really fondly remember catching alpha Pokemon and, you know, going and getting attacked by different Pokemon. Because that's one thing I liked. They took it out in this game where you get attacked by wild Pokemon, but I really like that because I think in that game you had to actually throw your Pokeball to initiate contact with a Pokemon. I keep running into random little small Pokemon when I'm on my bike, and that's kind of annoying. And the reason why I don't necessarily feel too bad about, like, the second reason, because the reason why it seems like it might be lazy for them, you know, just being lazy. I'm not saying the developers are lazy, but let's be honest, the main problem with this game, one of the main problems, is that we don't have voice acting yet. This is the most craziest thing that I've ever seen. Pokemon makes so much money and we can't even get voice acting. We can get top tier voice acting. I don't even mean like bad voice acting. We didn't even got that. We have no voice acting. The game feels so dead and unalive. Like, I mean, you might as well not even play with the sound. Like, the cool Pokemon jingles and some of the themes are alright, but it's like, you might as well not even play with the sound. How can you have a Pokemon game that's stepping into the new generation? There's a new idea of an open world Pokemon and not include sound. That's my issue with a lot of, like, games based in, you know, Japan. You know, so I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but, you know what I'm saying? I love games based in Japan, but a lot of them seem very dated. Because a lot of them hold on to a lot of, you know, traditional values and stuff that, like, a lot of the games over there, they don't release over here for like a minute. And then when they come over here, they feel dated, they feel old. Pokemon has been stuck in their ways for such a long time that it's like at this point, you know, people will say it don't even really matter. We don't need voice acting, but it's such a big thing in the game. Like, it's such a big thing that'll make the game legendary to me. Like, at this point, it turned into, like, from a missed opportunity to, like, why don't we have this already? Like, even though we don't got a voice, I'm not gonna sit here and say they didn't ruin the game. I like the game. The game was fun. Like I said, I played it twice. I beat it twice. I have beat it twice because I haven't done, like, one of the storylines, but we'll get into that in another video. I like the game for the most part. I think it was a good game. I think it was another step in the right direction. I think that's why I'm so kind of upset with Gamefreak right now, because it's like, at this point, how many steps do you need before you actually hit your destination? You know, how many times you got to get a step right in the good direction, and before we actually start getting a game that's cohesive and, you know, concise and actually fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was fun, but it was a lot of missed opportunities. I don't want to keep saying that about Pokemon games. Give me a game that's, if you know it, I'm giving you loyalty. You know that people gonna rock with your game, they're gonna love your game. At least just spend 1 year of making a great game. You know, I know that the money for you guys is absolutely amazing, and you can release a terrible product, which is not a terrible product. I have to keep saying that, but you can at least release a mediocre product or an unfinished product and still get lots of money, because it's the name of Pokemon. It's just so big right now. But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. What are your problems with the game? I'm gonna talk about the next story paths. I'm gonna talk about the story paths and stuff in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.